LA is known for having some of the most expensive food in the US. And at the pinnacle of the grocery store cost chart is a luxury grocery store called Erewhon. And on my most recent trip to LA, I got a chance to try some of their prepared food. So in this video, we'll go over what I got after spending $40 at Erewhon, and I'll tell you if I think it was worth the price or not. So with all that said, let's get right into the video. So let's first start with a review of what I got and how it tasted. At Erewhon, they charge you by the pound, depending on what protein you get. So I got a dinner plate, which included a beef roast, Japanese sweet potatoes, and Brussels sprouts. And I topped that off with a deep dish pumpkin pie slice and a drink. Now let's first start with the beef roast. So the beef roast, in my opinion, was very good. It was a lot better than I was expecting, given that it was a grocery store's cafeteria. I would say that the texture was really good, and it also had really good flavor to it as well. When it comes to the Japanese sweet potatoes, they were perfectly cooked to the point where they were soft enough to eat, but they weren't so soft that they're mushy, which is a very difficult thing to do with potatoes. The cauliflower was good as well. It had a subtle sweetness to it, but at the same time, it still had a really good texture. It wasn't too soft and overcooked. It wasn't too hard and overcooked either. The pumpkin pie was honestly probably one of the better pumpkin pies I've had. It was sweet enough for you to know that you're eating pumpkin pie, but it wasn't so sweet that it felt overwhelming. I will say that those pumpkin pie slices were some pretty thick slices. When it comes to the drink was pretty good. I don't want to say it was a cream soda because it didn't have as much sugar as a cream soda would have, but it still had a lot of that taste, which I really liked. So overall, I thought that the food tasted really good. So now let's move on to cost. The way they cost it out is per pound. And the cost per pound really depends on what kind of protein you're getting. Whether you're getting chicken, you're getting beef, you're getting fish. So for my plate, I believe that it cost $19 a pound. That includes not only the protein you get, but also the sides as well. So between the sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and the beef roast, I believe it was a little over a pound, so it came out to be about $22. For the slice of pie, like I did say, it was a very thick slice of pie. But you know, this is, again, Erewhon, which when you think about it, it's like you have regular grocery stores here, then you have Whole Foods here, and then Erewhon's like all the way up here. The slice of pie came out to be about $9, which for some of us, we know, like if you just go to a normal grocery store, you could probably get a whole pumpkin pie for less than that. So the pie was a little bit on the high side in my opinion. When it comes to the drink was, I believe, about $3 for the can. When you compare that to a normal cream soda you get, I think the most you'll probably pay is about $2. So it still had that priciness of a grocery store like Erewhon would have. But I wasn't very shocked by that. And when you include taxes and the fact that I did round some of these numbers, you have to remember that Erewhon is in LA, and LA has some pretty high sales tax. And in California, you do pay sales tax on food that is already prepared. You wouldn't pay sales tax on food that is not prepared. So if I went and bought like raw chicken, for example, I wouldn't pay taxes on that. So the taxes on all of this came out to be around $4. So the total was about $40 overall. So what are my thoughts on food from Erewhon? In my opinion, I actually think that the food was somewhat worth it. I mean, when you think about the fact that food in LA overall is just very expensive, you also factor in that food was, like, in my opinion, restaurant quality food. I actually do think that this price isn't extremely outrageous. In my opinion, it's very comparable quality and price-wise to a meal that you would get if you went to a restaurant in LA. And that's without the tip, of course. So would I ever go back there again? Unless if I was making like 30x what I make now, I probably would never do that again. I just think that at that point, if I'm going to spend that kind of money on food, I might as well just go to a restaurant and eat it, rather than going to a grocery store and buying it and then still having to come home and eat it. $40 for a meal is somewhat ridiculous. Even in LA of all places, I think that you could still get a pretty solid meal for $20, $30. This is probably not something I'll do again. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you enjoy content based around investing and personal finance, consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. Also, check me out on all my social medias. I try to post there as often as possible. Would you spend $40 for a meal that was prepared at a grocery store? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. And that's basically all I got for you guys this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.